Hey, so I'm guessing I might have been a bit vague on some parts in the last video, like the fact that I should talk about my traveling. Just kidding, I'll stick to the school part for now. So I'll go into detail about my 5-year studies. I went to design school and I did design. You would think that would be the case, but it wasn't. So we did marketing. And a lot, I mean a lot of it. Enough to rival marketing schools basically. So yeah, an insane amount of marketing. Like, I've seen too much marketing for my field. So I signed up for design, right? I knew way too much about personas, pastel, porter, many tools that should have been outside of my scope, basically. So a few times we had to work with other schools from the school group. So there was a coding school, a marketing school, and a design school, the one I went to. And about the marketing school, no joke, we knew as much about what they needed to do as them, basically. We had the same level of knowledge in terms of marketing. All this to say, overall we did a lot more writing and documenting and graphs than any of us would have liked, or even imagined. But anyways, first day of school, you know that feeling. New year, new me, new school supplies. The smell of new school supplies. New people so no one knows any of my embarrassing crap. So yeah, first day, and they say, make groups. We're gonna do a group project. And so once that was said, immediately, everyone got into groups, right? Obviously everyone, yeah? Who in the world sets a group project on the first day with no icebreaker? So obviously, I don't have a group. Out of everyone there were 2 guys who were together, but not enough to make a group. And only one other girl that was on her own. So I guess you could say, it's a great way to start the year, right? I'll gloss over some other school facts that weren't good at that point. Actually, I think I don't have the right to talk about it, but I'll have to look that up. Don't say a word or we'll sue. Okay, let's just say that for the school project, not all the tools were given to us to allow us to do the work.
Wait a minute!
So, I think we could leave it at that. The people I was with were fine, so that was a relief. We move forward on work, and then lunch break comes around, and everyone eats in their groups. Except mine. So, the girl went back to her place to eat. She lived really close to the school, and the 2 other guys headed out somewhere. So, this first day was hitting the whole abandonment issues area, and honestly, that kind of sets the tone for the years ahead. Since I'm close to my mom, I call her during the lunch break, and it really did make my day better. So I finished my food on my own, and we got back to working. And so this next point is something done pretty often in France in my experience. So we had no classes before this. Remember, I said this was the first day of classes. So we had no classes before this, 0, and we had to use this software that we didn't know how to use. So we did like we could. We made do. Like, this was legit the first day. Maybe a small tutorial could have been nice. And you know what? It wasn't too bad. For what we knew. Which was nothing, by the way. Or at least close to nothing. So, by the end of the week, each group shows their weird little animation they did with the little knowledge they had. But yeah, for the situation we were in, many groups did okay. And occasionally, the lunch situation was a little bit better. And so after that project, we finally got to hear the names of all of our classmates with the first roll call in the classroom where we could finally associate like a name to a face. And I'd finally found a small group of people to turn to for projects and laughs. Year 1. Year 2. Then during the following year, some students transferred to our school and we got a new addition to the team. Level up. Year 3. Then came the time to choose a major. And that's when we split. Chew in communications, Chew in concept art. I was back to being on my own, with everyone else in the class in pre-made groups they made in the previous 2.5 years together. From then on, back to one basically. It was hard, mentally and emotionally. I'll talk about the end of year 3 as well, and year 4 and 5, after some more light-hearted topics, my dear chihuahuas. Anyways, after those hard years, I rewarded myself with some treats. I got myself a few things for having validated my master's degree. So yeah, even with those tough situations, I was able to get a passing grade. Glad that that's done and behind me. I got myself a necklace and a macaron box to pat myself on the back. And after that, I took time to rest and work more as a freelance designer. And that's when I published a book with an English teacher. So I'm super stoked to have a book with some of my content in it out there. But yeah, we'll talk about that soon. Stay hydrated, and thank you for allowing me to be a part of your screen time.